So today we are going to make an automatic counter, something that's very interesting, very easy to make, and also very useful. Now in this column I have buttons which increases the count when I click on the upper part, and the lower part decreases the count. So I have a button for each and every row which represent an item. So I have 5 of them here. And also here we have the count. Every time I click on the upper button, the count increases. So a total of 11 rice packets will cost us $55. Now this is all linked such that we have the grand total for all the items. So here we have the totals for the item itself, and down here we have the total for everything. Then we have a reset button because maybe we are done serving this one customer and I want to start now serving the other customer. I can just click on reset button and everything goes back to 0. So this button is very useful. Instead of going to the count and typing 0 for each and every item, of which we have a shortcut, you can just highlight everything, then type 0, then control enter. It still will take a lot of time. And here using the button to decrease all the way back to 0 for you to start serving the next customer, it will waste a lot of your time. So a reset button is very useful in this case. So let's assume you're now done with the first customer and I want to print the receipt. I can just click on print and a pop-up for the printer will come, and also it will print everything that will be on your screen, which is very interesting. Also I can program this button to send maybe this item somewhere else. Let's say for example it's something to do with food and I want to send this to the kitchen for people to start preparing that. So I can just click this and this will be sent to the printer in the kitchen and they will be able to see exactly that. So that's what you're going to do in this video. So I want to work with kind of navy blue background. So I can just click on fill and let's do something like that. Oh yeah, that will work. On top here, our title, automatic counter. We can format the font a little bit, maybe use something that I hope that will be okay. Then we can make it bold and also increase the font to something like yeah, that will work. Now I want the whole of this font to be at the center. So right click, go to format cells, then click on alignment on the horizontal. I want to center across. So we now have the heading almost at the middle. And now we can start creating our table. Our table will go somewhere there, and I'm going to use a different fill color. I think that will be okay. And also the borders. So the first one we can call it the button. So the second one, this is the item. Then this is the count. This is the unit price. And then we have the total. I hope we are done. I think we're okay up to that point. We have the items. Let's for example use how many items we should be. Let's make them 5. So we are going to put the borders and put a big outer border. 1 2 3 4 5. So this one we don't need to have the borders. We can just have that as so. We now have that one, and then at the bottom here we should have the total, and I'm going to use a different fill color. Let's say something like that. So up to that point we are good. We can use a thick outside border, and here we can just type grand total. Like that, and this one should have a border because this is where you have everything. So I think up to that point we are good. So we'll have the total here for the grand total, and then we have the total for the items here. Let's start with item 1. Let's start with item 1. Item 2, we have how many? There are 5. Yes. So we have 5 items, and we are going to create now the buttons. So the button, make sure you have the developer option. In case you don't have that, right click on your ribbon, click on customize the ribbon, and you're going to see the developer options on this right hand side. Make sure it's checked and then click on OK. So you should have the developer option. So you click on it, then go to insert, and then we have this option here, spin button, that's form control. Click on it, and then you go to where you want to place that button. You highlight the area where you want that button to occupy, and now you have the button. You can be able to stretch it and make sure it fits where you want it to fit. Yeah, for me, that's totally okay. I have how many buttons to make? 1, 2, 3, 4 more. So I can right click on it, drag all the way down here. Let go of the mouse, click on copy here. So do the same for all the remaining items. Copy here, copy here. And now we have a button for each and every entry. Now what I want to do is to link now the button with a specific cell. So right click on the button, click on format control, click on control all the way here. This time around, don't change anything here. You can limit whatever you want to limit from here, minimum or maximum value. But we are interested in the cell link because we want to select the cell that will be affected by our button. So on the cell link, make sure you place the cursor here, then you go and click the cell that you want to link your button to. Click on OK, and the cell is linked. So we now want to see whether our button is working. So click on the upper part of the button, and you can see it's definitely working. So we are going to repeat that for each and every cell. So right click on it, format control, highlight, click on the cell. Right click, format control, highlight the cell link, then go to the cell. Do this for all of them. And now everything is now linked up. So you can see we have linked up everything. So it's now working. Now what you want to do is now to set up the unit price. And because here we are dealing with money, that point, and also even here we are dealing with money, you can format your table, go to home, and then click on the dollar icon to convert your table here to accounting. Now this is the price. Now for example, the item 1, I want that to be $10. This one should be $15. Let's say this is $11, this is $2, and that one is $5. So we now have the unit price. So we guessed. Okay, so now you want to see the total. The total will be a multiplication of the count by the unit price. So that should be the cell you multiply by whatever is the unit price. Hit on enter, and now that column is now done. And now that we are done, you can drag the formula down to copy the formula to all the other cells. Now we are done with that. I want to calculate the grand total. So that's very easy. Highlight where you want to derive your totals from. In my case, I want to derive them from this, then hit on Alt is equals to. So this column will give us the sum of everything in this column. So we are now done. Our table is literally done. I can click on the upper button like that, and everything will change. You can see you can change everything. Yeah. So now the table is working perfectly. So the good thing is you can decide to enter the count manually. Let's say like 15. It'll just change. Let's say that will be 12. It'll change. So you can either use the button or use the count. Let's go to something more interesting. We are going to create a button a macro button and place it somewhere. It will be way easier to click on a button than to start tampering with our data from this point. What I'm going to do, I'm going to record a macro doing exactly that. So first of all, let's create that button. You do that by clicking on insert. Then we want to insert a shape. I like this one. Then I want the button to be somewhere, let's say there. Not actually, let me place it somewhere there. Yeah, move it there. Then we are going to create another one here. Click on insert, shapes, another button. I want it somewhere maybe close to this point here. This will be our print button. Let me move it closer there. I want to put a text inside here so that when I'm clicking, someone will know that this is a reset button. So right click, go to edit text, and this should be a reset. Let me use caps. This is a reset button. Highlight, get to like have something, go to home, make it bold, and then I want this thing to be almost at the middle there, so we are good. I can increase the font to something like 14. That will be good now. Yeah, that's better. So go to the bottom one, right click, then go to edit text, the same, but this one will be for the printer. So we are going to print it. In case I'm satisfied with what you have on the receipt, I can just print that. The same, increase the font, reduce slightly, make it bold, and center everything like that. And we now have two buttons, but they are not assigned to anything. Now it's time now to create our macro. If you want to record a macro, click on developer, click on record macro. Then let's call our macro, the first one, I want to call it reset. I don't want to change anything there. Hit on enter. I have a macro with the same name. Yeah, I can replace. Now it's running. So what I want to do, I want to highlight the whole of this column like that. Enter 0, then control enter. That will be the reset action. And we are done. We can stop recording the macro. We are done with the first macro. So I want to assign the first macro to the reset. So right click, go to assign macro, and we have reset. So click on OK. And we have assigned our button to a macro. If you observe the mouse, when I hover the mouse around the button, you can see it's changing, which means that everything is working. Let's test that out. Let's add something there, then click on reset. You can see we're done. It's doing the magic. So everything is working. The reset button is working. Now we are going to repeat the same for the print. Now for the print, what I want to do is to send everything to the printer. So right now I don't have a printer connected to my PC yet, but we are going to do that anyway. So again, go to developer, then record macro. And this macro, I want to replace the second one. So macro 2. Yes, replace kindly. So we are now on standby. Every click will be recorded. So what I want to do at this point is click on file, then go to print, then select the printer. I'm sure that will be whatever will be selected there. So just make sure you select the one that works for you. Then I click on print. So that's a complete cycle. So I can now stop recording the macro. And now we have the second macro. So right click, go to assign macro. And then our print macro was macro 2. So we click on OK, and we have everything now working. So definitely everything now is almost at 95%. So if I click on a print, you can see a pop-up which pops up like that, which means that if you do that and you're connected to a printer, it will take you to the printer that you selected. And now the only thing that's left is to protect our sheet so that the cashier will only be able to access the button and the count, and also the buttons. What we do, is highlight the area where you want the cashier to be able to access. I want the cashier to be able to access the count and the button. Then right click, go to format cells, then you go to protection, then uncheck locked, then click on OK. They are unlocked. So now we can protect our sheet by going to review, then click on protect the sheet. I like checking everything. That's me being paranoid. Then the password 1234. Make sure you put a strong password. Click on OK. Then we want to confirm the password like that. Make sure you use a strong password, and now we are done. So no one will be able to edit anything here. For the item, you cannot be able, you can change the price, you can change the totals, you can change anything there, but you can access the button. You can manually enter the items like that. I want 10 of them, I want maybe 89 of them. I can reset and I can print. So I'm sure that was a very informative session. If you have gained value, like the video, make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell, because I have so much lined up for you. You better not miss what I have in store for you. So you can check me out on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And also, if you want to continue the conversation, you can do that down on the comment region.